punks, your guitar sage. Today we're going to learn some dexterity exercises. Why do dexterity exercises? Well, if you found this video, you probably don't need that explanation, but if you do, dexterity exercises basically help our eye-hand coordination, help our motor skills, and help us to just in general be a better player because we're able to grab the chords and the notes that we want when we want instead of just hearing them and being frustrated that we can't do it. Okay, so I tell my students all the time, and this is totally true, that whatever you tell your conscious mind, your unconscious mind will do. What the heck are you talking about? Okay, let me explain it. If I'm telling my fingers to do a particular something, if I can tell it enough times consciously, that means paying attention, going, you move your finger here, you move here, you move here, you move here, you move here, that sort of thing, then eventually you can do that sort of thing without even thinking. That's why when you see your favorite guitar players ripping it up, working the crowd, looking over at the drummer, doing all this stuff, and it looks like they're not even trying, it's because at this stage in the game, they don't have to. They're trying, of course, they're doing their job, but they're not having to think like a new guitar player is thinking because all his attention is going towards this particular thing. Okay, so with that being said, repetition is really, really important when it comes to dexterity and it comes to getting parts down and doing them fluidly and without having to think too much about it. Okay, so let's jump into a few here and I'll explain them as I'm going along here. So the first exercise that I give to my students is this really simple exercise that you might have seen already, and it's just working up the fretboard each string at a time, and basically doing this 1, 2, 3, 4 motion. Now, some of you are a little bit more experienced, so hang in there and we'll get more complex as we go throughout this video. For those of you that are beginners, it's really important that you use all your fingers, so don't do this sort of thing. Don't be sliding up. There's room for that later on when you need to slide up here, but if you got a finger and there's a fret right under your finger, then stretch it out, go for it, okay? So this exercise will get you using all your fingers. Also, of course, play directly on your fingertips for all these exercises, okay? So here we go. So here's the first one. So you're gonna pick, you can start at the beginning of this, just do all down strokes. Now, if you're really a beginner, this is going to be way too fast for you, what I'm doing. You may have to do something like this. Totally fine, okay? But for those of you that are able to do it faster, that will increase your dexterity, okay? And then working down the next string. Now I'm doing it several times on each string. You can do any number of times on a particular string. And I'm doing all down strokes right now, but you can do up and down strokes. And you can do one string at a time and then move to the next one, for instance. This is the way that I prefer to do the exercise. Now, as you're getting more advanced, do up and down picking. Okay, and that sort of thing, and that will get your fingers nice and limbered up and get you in command of these fingers. Instead of them doing what they want to do, they're doing what you want them to do, which is rock out, right? Okay, so that's exercise one. Another exercise that I do a lot for students that are wanting to increase muscle, increase their longevity, if you will, like how long they can play and that sort of thing, is you want to develop the muscles in your forearm and in your hand. And this is a great exercise. This is one that that's great for classical guitar players as well, because it really requires some funky fingerings. Okay, so here's what you do. On strings 1, 2, 3, and 4, put fingers 4, 3, 2, and 1. So basically backwards. So it's going to look something like this, like a set of stairs. So on the 4th string, and this is I'm doing this at the 9th fret. So your first finger at the 9th fret of the 4th string, put that first finger there. Second string, or second finger on the next string down, third finger on the next string down, fourth finger on the next string down, on the high E, if you will. Okay, and then that's what you got. Now, this exercise, what you're going to do is with your right hand, you're going to pick, and you're going to sweep pick up and back, something like this. What's a sweep pick? A sweep pick is when you, just like you think about, you're sweeping up a floor. You're just going in one direction. You're not going da 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 da. Okay? You're going just sweeping. So just sweeping across the strings real slowly, and then back. So 4 down and 2 up. That gives you 6 notes. So you can do this in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not meant to sound pleasant. Sounds like it could be in a horror film or something. Okay, so do it in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Real important that you do the pattern. You get the pattern down before moving on to this next part. Once you get that down, what you're going to do is you're going to inch one finger down. These guys stay. Okay. For beginners, this will probably feel like it's impossible, but you can do it because beginners turn to intermediates, and intermediates turn to experts. So you'll get it. It just takes time and practice. Okay, so here we are, the first one. Second finger goes, or first finger goes down a fret, everybody else stays. Next time around, second finger goes down, first finger stays. So you got a space between the two. Next time around, third finger comes down. This right hand does the same thing every time. Pinky on the next one. And then so on. Now what you'll notice is that as we get further down, of course the frets get further and further apart, so it makes it harder to get to your destination. And this is good because it keeps a good stretch in your hand, keeps your hand where it should be as far as fingertips and all that good stuff. Keeps your last knuckle curled, hopefully. And if you can see, it gets near the end here, you really got to stretch it out. It's a killer, okay? Now, once you're done with that, bump it up to the top 4 strings, or the low and pitch strings, if you will. Same thing with that. Okay, then, okay, other variations on this. Ultimately, from this, you could come up with, I don't know, just a ton of different, I don't know, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, probably 50 different combinations. So for instance, that was 1, this would be 2, so just switching the staircase around like this, totally. Same thing here, and then do it down here. So for each one of these you get 2, so that's like 4 together there. Then how about this one? So this is the first one we started off with. How about just switching the first and the second finger? Now we got this. You know, figure out a systematic way you can do this. How about something like this? Okay, so all sorts of different combinations. Once you master one, move to another. Now, a word of advice about dexterity exercises. They're great and they're wonderful. When I was a teenager on through my 20s, I think I did too many dexterity exercises and didn't work enough on theory, didn't work enough on applying scales and just playing, just outright playing. So even though these are wonderful to do, there's nothing that beats actually just playing to a song. Okay, it's good to have both in your playing. You want to be able to do these dexterity exercises, but you also want to be able to just play a song, because you can do this all day long, and that's not going to get you a record contract or what have you. Okay, so there you go. There's a little word there on dexterity exercises. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, and if you haven't already, go to yourguitarsage.com. I've got a great ebook there, especially for beginning and intermediate guitar players who are wanting to know more about the acoustic guitar, how to play it. I've got somewhere around 200 videos online right now, so check out some of those other ones, a lot on songs, on cover tunes and that sort of thing, and check those out and you'll find out more about the ebook there too. But hit yourguitarsage.com and get that ebook, and help me to continue to make free videos. All right, over and out. See ya.